You're watching SKST Radio.
Well. Welcome to another episode of the Grayson Show. You're tuned in to SKST Radio Artist Network, and we have an artist here on board tonight. His name is Lorenzo James Darden Jr. Did I get it right?
Yeah.
Good. Man, you got three names. What's up?
I'm named after my dad, so you gotta ask them.
You got it honestly. So, welcome to the show, my new friend. I've been knowing him for over a year on TikTok. He does all these acting type TikToks, and the actors and me like to play with him on those things. And I was like, you know what? Wait a minute, we did another TikTok. And I went back to my TikTok thing, and I was like, we did one way last year.
Yeah. Yep.
And I like that one. That one was funny. So this guy is so good. He's just amazing. And so we're going to learn all about you, Lorenzo. Tell us who you are, how you got started, and tell us what you want to tell us, what you want to talk to us about today.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. I'm honored to be a part of this, and huge congrats to you for doing your thing. So,
Thank you.
well, my name, she said my name, Lorenzo James Darden Jr., 43 years old. I'm originally from Georgia. I now reside in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I've been acting for a little over 7 years now. Um, Also model, and I'm a huge mental health advocate. Um, and yeah, that's about it. My life is an open book. You know what I mean? So anybody that want to ask me something, you know,
It is
I
what it
don't mind giving it to you. So,
Okay, so
that's,
let's start with you. Let's start with you. Okay, so you are you started acting how many
mm.
years ago?
So I actually started acting professionally 7 years ago. When I moved to Colorado, I actually started out doing it in Denver, Colorado. I started doing commercials, a lot of print work. Then I transitioned to independent films. Did a couple of those. I still do commercials or whatever, but started doing a little bit more films, and now I'm doing some reenactment with the crime shows that you've seen me in. So, and hope the biggest goal for me is to be on the big screen. So, hopefully, God will open some doors for me to do that.
Wow, wow. Well, I know a few directors. I can always hook y'all up,
Hey,
and
well,
see what happens.
we've been friends. We friends now, so
So friends have friends, right?
that's right.
That's what we do. That's what we do. Okay, so what made you want to get into acting though, Lorenzo?
It's. I mean, honestly, it's been like that since I was a little kid. I was always, reenacting, different commercials, different movies, when I was little, and it's just something that's always been in me since I was young. But um, I really, I would say I took it more seriously when I moved from Georgia to Colorado. When I moved to Colorado, it was just me. So it really gave me an opportunity to focus on me and what it is that I want to do with my life. And I figured, hey, since I'm here, let me try to find out how can I get into acting more. And I started researching, different talent agencies, different casting directors, and just kind of went from there. Got some headshots done, did a few acting demo reels, and I was just shopping them around. And I got picked up by a talent agency, Lincoln Talent, in Denver, Colorado. They picked me up, and they helped me with the commercials and everything like that. And they allowed me to do some independent stuff too. That's where all the short films comes into play. Um, but then they shut down. I think it was a couple of years ago, and that's what made me move to Georgia. Actually, I moved back to Georgia to be around my family a little bit more, but I wanted to keep going with the acting. So did some more research, as far as what talent agencies I can connect with, and that's how I got with the agency that I'm with now, Talent Trek, and they've been helping me a lot with the commercials as well as the crime shows that I've been a part of. So
So how did you know which direction to go into? You said, well, I want to be an actor, I want to be a model. How did you know what type of research to go to? Did you have a mentor, or how did you know that to find a talent agency, or find, how did you know how to go for a reading? How did you learn about all that?
So actually, with the research part, um, I just took a chance just to find out, where can I get started? What can I do? Like I did a lot of Googling and, looked up, some agencies in the Colorado area. And, as I said, a few of them reached out to me. One of them did pick me up. And so as soon as I started doing some work, then others in the Colorado area who, they knew some people who were into film and into stuff like that. So they actually reached out to me, and then we connected that way. Um, and like there's a guy by the name of Brian Nesbitt. He's a filmmaker out of Colorado. He actually is the one that put me in his films. So it was just um, connecting with the right people at the right time. Because like I said, I really didn't know anybody in Colorado at the time. So it was just kind of, I guess you could say, it was just God just working some things out because
Mhm.
as I said. Um, the more I kept putting myself out there, with the photos and the commercials and all that, a lot of people started noticing it, and as I said, they started reaching out, you know, wanted to see if I was interested in working with certain individuals, and that's kind of how that happened with that.
Okay. So do you like modeling more, or do you like acting more?
Acting.
Hands down.
Acting.
Well,
The
I mean,
modeling, the
your
modeling.
modeling pictures look kind of, they look kind of good.
I mean, I appreciate it, but honestly, I just wanted to do the modeling part just to add to my resume a little bit, and also to kind of help me to get out there and get noticed. But acting is something I definitely I love doing that more.
So what is your favorite project that you've done so far? Is it the most wanted thing you're just doing? What is it called?
Uh,
The
I mean,
reenactments?
yeah. Honestly, the probably my favorite was there's a film I did called Domestic, um, and that was a role that I really had to tap into a different side, and and that's why it's my favorite because it actually challenged me, to like really portray myself as an actor. And anytime that something is giving me the opportunity to kind of like stretch a little bit, I'm always willing to do that. So um, I would have to say that role, that role, and my role. I, if you watch the movie, you're not going to like me because the my role, I play the abusive husband.
Okay.
Um, and of course, a lot of people who saw it, looked at me different, and I'd be like, "Yo, that's just a character. That's just me acting. That's not me for real." But yeah, I would say that's probably my favorite one that I've done, out of all the things I've done so far.
Wow. Wow. So what's next for you in the acting world?
So I just finished shooting another episode for Fatal Attraction. We just wrapped that up this week, so that's the next thing that'll be coming out real soon. Um, I actually did. There's an episode of another crime show, Sins of the City. That episode will be coming out soon, and Storms of Suspicion, which is on the Weather Channel. They also have crime shows that they do.
Oh
That'll be
wow.
yeah, that'll be coming out pretty soon too.
Wow. So you have a challenge that you overcame,
Mhm.
and it's something that you're a real advocate for right now. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, yeah. So it was last year when it was probably the most challenging for me, that because I have gone through so much at the time, and it overwhelmed me to the point to where I wanted to take myself out. Um, and it's something I talk about a lot. I'm a two-time suicide attempt survivor. I actually tried to stab myself, took pills. Um, and I guess you could say 3 times, because I also abused alcohol like crazy. It's by the grace of God that I'm still here, because that alcohol was definitely my go-to. And when I say I abused it, I mean by the time I wake up, you know, pretty much the whole day, just drinking gallons of, alcohol, and like 24 packs of beers and all that. And it got to the point where I was so sick, you know what I mean? Like every day I was throwing up, and every day I was just feeling bad physically. So it just got to a point where I was like, man, I got to do something. I got to make some changes. I got to get some help, because I can't, continue on doing this to myself. You know what I mean?
Right.
And and a lot of that had to do with not being able to, not having anybody to talk to. You know what I mean? Because I was taking on everything by myself. So it's like, you don't have anybody to, to kind of help you, to get through all that. It really is. It could be very overwhelming, and
Yeah.
that's what it was for me. So, um, but like I said, it was none but the grace of God that He kept me, and showed me that hey, there's more to life. There's you know so much more I have waiting for you, but I need you to get better. I need you to stop doing this to yourself. So, um, and that's why I'm a huge mental health advocate, because I want to be one of the ones to help others, especially Black men,
Mm-hmm.
to open up more, and to you know, express whatever feelings that they may be feeling at the time, and whatever it is that they may be going through. I want to be one of the ones to help others to understand that hey, it's okay, to get help, find somebody to talk to,
You didn't
you
get the
know.
memo. Black men don't like talking about that kind of stuff. They think it puts them down. They don't want to be that weak, to be seen that weak. And it's not even about that. So that's one reason I think you need to be here, and you need to be out there, and you need to be doing exactly what you're doing, because a lot of us African American men feel like, oh no, we don't want those folks in our business.
And you know what? That's one of the reasons why I talk about it the way that I do on my social media platforms, because I really want to combat that. I really want to, like, you know find a way to do away with that stigma, because that stigma has been placed upon Black men for years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? Somebody has to, get out there and change that narrative. You know what I mean? Even if it's me talking about, my experiences, and the suicide, and the being homeless, and all that stuff. Like, if it takes me doing that, I'm cool with that.
Right.
Because if it touches somebody, if it's something that's going to help others, I'm all for it. You know what I mean? And that's why I do what I do when it comes to that.
Yeah. I'm so proud of you. I'm very proud of you. I'm proud
Thank you.
of the things that you've overcome, right?
Mhm.
And the things that you're doing. I mean, so how many people will actually admit to this is something that they had to go through, right? You don't have that
Right,
many people that's willing to even say, I have a problem.
right,
You had to realize you had a problem, and only you could fix that problem.
right,
You
right.
know,
Absolutely,
your
absolutely.
support can help you, but they're not you. So until you got through with that last beer or whatever you were drinking, until you decided it wasn't going to change,
Right,
and you did
right.
that.
Absolutely. And I appreciate you saying that. And thank you so much. And yeah, if you want some things to change, you got to start with you. Absolutely. You can't keep looking for other things to blame. You can't keep looking at other people, or looking at your past. At some point, you got to come to grips with the fact that, hey, I got to make some changes. And in order to do that, it starts with me. Let me figure out what's going on with me, so I can, like really get this thing going, really get, really start, um, just approaching things differently and just doing things differently in a positive way. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I had to get to a point where it was like, yeah, I can't do this. Enough is enough. You know what I mean? And like I said, I thank God that He's been with me every step of the way on this journey. You know what I mean? It's still a journey. You know what I mean? But it's not my norm. You know what I mean? It's not the every my data part of my day-to-day process. You know what I mean? It's just something that you know I no longer do it like I used to, and it's like every day I'm getting better, and and I thank God for that.
That's good. That's good. So, as your new friend, what can I do to help you with the cause?
You know what? And that's a question that's rarely asked, and I really do appreciate you asking that. But honestly, for me, um, be that support system, be that friend that you know doesn't mind checking on you from time to time, doesn't mind, being a listening ear. Because that's something that a lot of people actually need is just somebody who's going to listen. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Somebody that's going to hear them out. They're not going to try to, push none of their, you know, perspectives onto them, but they're gonna, just allow them to open up and get it out.
Yeah.
Because I think that's one of the things that most people don't understand is when someone says that they're going through it and they're struggling, they're battling. Most of the time, they just want to be able to get it out. Whether it's screaming, yelling, cussing, crying, whatever it takes for them to actually get it out. Because so many people like harbor so much in. You know what I mean?
Right.
They want to get it out. They just don't know how. They don't feel safe enough to do it. But if you have people that's there to support them and create that space for them to, you know, be vulnerable and be transparent, I think that's what'll really help out a lot. So for me, just make it safe for me to even want to talk and to want to open up.
That's good. I mean, because it's hard. I mean, it's like, you know, I had a series one time that we talked about how you grew up, and another thing that's not spoken about is, we women get molested by family members, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the family wants to keep it hush hush. You can't talk about it. You're trying to destroy the whole family, mentioning this. So it's the same type, it's the same type of hurt. You need the same type of support. And it's really hard because you don't want to be the person that's going to break up the family. You don't
Right,
want to be the person that's telling a cousin that your dad did this to me, type
right,
thing. So it's really hard, and people don't understand. You have to have a support system somewhere, even if it's just one person,
right.
even if it's just one person, and you might not even have to speak to that person. My best friend, we can talk 2 or 3 years straight, but we can
Mhm.
stop talking for 2 or 3 years and catch back up and start again for another 2 or 3 years.
Right,
We've been doing that throughout our life.
right,
And
right,
it's good because you always have that person that won't take your secret and use it against you. And I think
right.
that's the main thing that anybody needs to hear.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly with that. It's and you just said it. Um, somebody that's truly genuinely for you. They're gonna create that space for you to be open and not share it with anybody else and not um, you know embarrass you and none of that sort of thing and
Absolutely.
and I know for a lot of black men, you know, and you mentioned it, a lot of us, label as weak, we're less than a man if we open up about stuff like that. So of course that's what makes it hard for a lot of us, to open up because a lot of that stuff can be used against us as well. So, um, but but as I said, I'm sure it's a lot of people, not just men but women too, that
Right.
who wants to, like really be able to, speak out on a lot of things. Um, but of course you got to have there's got to be something that helps with that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There's got to be somebody in their corner. Somebody letting them know that hey, I'm rooting for you. I'm behind you. I got your back. Whatever you need, I'm here. It's good to have that. So
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And who doesn't want that, right?
yeah,
To know that
right,
you got a support system that's there
right,
for you. So
right,
yeah,
right.
it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So before I let you go, I want to ask you how can people get in contact with you if they're interested in learning some things that you have, or to try to help you in your cause, or just let people know generally how to get in touch with you.
Okay, so I do have my website up and going. You can just search my name, Lorenzo James Darden Jr. Um, Also, you can look me up on all the social media sites. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, of course. I'm on all of that. So just type in my name, and I'll pull up and just connect with me.
Nice, nice. Okay, so words of wisdom. What type of words of wisdom can you give to someone who's trying to inspire to be an actor like you are?
No matter how tough, how hard, no matter how stringent the process is, no matter the haters, no matter what. If that's something that you really want to pursue, go for it. Um, I would say, you know, start by practicing at home, like working on some of your, favorite movie scenes. Act out, some of your favorite movie scenes, and just practice it in the mirror. So, practice giving it your own personality, and just giving your own, energy to that. And and record yourself. Record yourself. Go back and look at it. And see what you can change, see what you can switch up or whatever. But if it's something you want to do, just start.
Yeah.
That's it. Just start. Don't hesitate. Don't let the nerves get you. You know, just start. That's all you got to do. I
Yeah.
mean, it's nothing to it but to do it. Just
Yeah.
make it happen.
That's so cool. So, but it's another thing though. You talking about TikTok, but that helps too.
Absolutely. I'm gonna tell
That
you
helps
something.
too.
Listen, during the pandemic is when I really started doing the TikTok. And at first it was just something to just do for fun. But in all actuality, it really does help with your
Takes
acting
practice.
skills as well. So if you're not on TikTok, get on TikTok, and that'll definitely help. I'm
Right.
telling you, it'll
Right.
definitely help.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now, so another word of wisdom for being the advocate of what's going on mental health wise. What type of words of wisdom can you give people who's suffering or going through something that might need help?
I would say, be patient with yourself. Pace yourself. Um, I know it's hard to express what you're going through because you don't know if it's safe enough to do so. But um, I would say if I mean, even if it's just someone like a close friend or something like that, reach out. Don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to, you know, and that's another thing. And I know that's something that's not easy for a lot of people, but that's another thing I would say. Just start. You know,
Hmm.
and the first thing to that though is to be honest with yourself though.
Right.
And admit that there is something that's going on. There is something that's got you, in that space that you don't want to be in. So, if you don't want to be in that space, figure out some ways on what you can do to get out of that space. And again, even if it's somebody that you know you can trust, Don't be afraid to reach out to them and talk to them. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because that person may be the one to actually help you, come out of that space, and that's going to motivate you to want to, just keep going. But at the end of the day, make sure that you just protect your mental. Make sure that you protect everything there is about you. Don't keep holding on. Don't keep holding that stuff in because it's just gonna get to the point to where, it's gonna continue to fester and it's just gonna continue to bother you to the point to where you're just like, you feel like you're stuck.
Right.
But don't be afraid to open up, but make sure that it's with someone you can trust.
Right. I love it. Absolutely love it. Well, Lorenzo, thank you so much for being on the show. I
Uh,
really enjoyed you. I want to have you back. So this is not goodbye or anything like that. I want to have you back on a regular.
hey,
And
well,
you know, hey, you in now.
hey, I'm with that. I'm honored that you even had. I'm honored that
So
you
this
even had me on. So I
I
appreciate you.
appreciate it. I appreciate it. You keep making those movies and those shorts and doing all what you're doing and keep TikToking because I got some more stuff out there.
Hey, I'm ready. Hey, you do. Hey, you keep doing your thing too. Salute
Thank
to
you
you.
so much. Okay, guys, Mr. Lorenzo in the house. Thank you so much. And we'll see you guys next week. Tomorrow's my birthday, so tune in. I got all these celebrities going to be on the show tomorrow from
Hey,
11 to 1, I think 1 or 2. We got Y'all Bros and Peoples. We got Snoop, who is a director in Dallas, Texas. And so he will be there. He's like a playwright, started off being a playwright. I interviewed him when I first started my show, and I guess 15 years ago on Block Talk Radio. So Snoop was one of my first guests, and he's with Pastor Haynes. And then I got Trey Cheney. He's gonna be on the show. I got so many people I can't even keep up with them. But the
nice.
main person is I got DC Glenn from Who That Is.
All
Who
right.
That Is. So I'm excited. I'm hyped up for my birthday party tomorrow. The
Nice.
first Candy Grayson birthday party right here, SKST Radio. Thank you, Lorenzo, and hopefully I'll see you and talk to you soon. All right.
You will. All right.
Have a good one.
You too.